Having trouble with your garage door? Problem solved. Call Direct Service Overhead Garage Door Company. We're your go-to team for garage door repair, new garage doors, openers, and more. We offer same-day service. We're always ready when you need us. Best of all, you can book your appointment online or talk to a live operator 24/7. No machines, no waiting. So whether it's a broken spring or a brand new garage door, trust the local experts at Direct Service Garage Doors. Call us today or visit directserviceoverhead.com.
What a stinky fart mess of a game that was. Welcome, everybody. It is Tusk Talk with Ty, Postgame Live, and I'm about to hit this vape pen. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. My God, let it be over. Hey, Arkansas basketball won their exhibition game. I don't know if you guys caught that. At least that was worth. An exhibition game was better for Arkansas. Was better to watch, funner to watch. I mean, you know, your boy here, sick as hell, was enjoying the hell out of that game. Your boy today, less sick, and felt like, my God, is this what being on your deathbed is like? Arkansas football is a joke, dude. This is the shittiest. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, what do you expect? You know, other teams have fired their head coaches and they're winning games with interim head coaches. Arkansas can't even beat this shitty Auburn team whose coach is like milliseconds away from getting fired. Bobby Petrino just lost his shot. That was it. There's no way in hell. If you can't beat Auburn, who I will yield to the fact that talent-wise and Durkin, their defense coordinator, everything about Auburn on defense is really good. But still, at the end of the day, Auburn is shit. They are terrible. They were 0-4 in conference play. No, dude, Petrino, I'm over it. I don't care what I'm over it, dude. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is incredible. How sad and disappointing and how predictable this football team is. Doesn't matter who the hell's coaching them. It doesn't matter if you've got Sam Pittman or Bobby Petrino. You know, special teams are still they're still full of shit. They still can't. They can't do it. They're getting penalties and then turning around and getting a punt blocked. Like, week in and week out, Scott Fountain, you know who Scott Fountain is, man, and he still has a job here. Why didn't Petrino fire him too? I don't care. Oh, well, then you have no special teams coach. Well, who cares? John L. Smith coached our special teams years ago. Who cares? Head coaches used to help coach special teams. He's not going to be around next year anyways if you want to use the recruiting debate. But this was not solely on special teams. This is Taylor Green folding like a cheap Walmart lawn chair. This is the Tickle Me Elmo defense that is just so talentless, so terrible. They did get a pick six, though. Wow. They did it. They got a pick six, bro. They did it. Didn't amount to a damn thing. Did not amount to a damn thing. Who watches this like willingly now? I do it because I have to. I mean, anymore, it's all right. I might be a little frustrated. I've been sick. I did get to hang out with some Tusk Talk Discord folks at Denny's earlier today, and that's been the highlight of my day. I mean, that was fun getting to see some people. Matt. That's right. Mac, he ghosted us along with all the other Tusk Talk mods. Matt, July, Megan, Otto Johnson, and his wife, who I met several years ago and took a selfie with. Matt's wife and like that was awesome, man. That was worth getting up and going and doing. That what I watched just now, I'd rather just be in bed laying with this miserable head. I'm just tired of this, dude. They refuse to win games. They refuse to win games. Brady says this game doesn't deserve a live. Just go ahead and join us with some barbecue. Well, I got a job to do, Brady, but I'll be there shortly. As soon as I'm done here, we're gonna head up to. Did you guys say you were going to Penguin Ed's in Fayetteville? I'll be there. Terster says you're right, Ty. Stop telling the truth. I've lost faith in the idea that first off that. Hunter, I don't have faith as long as Hunter Yurchek is the athletic director. Now, to be fair, he's not. He didn't coach today, and he did pull the trigger on Sam. I don't believe they're better off with Sam. Someone said that in Discord, and I just was no. You need to move on from Sam. You need to do it. You need to rip that off like a Band-Aid. Ty, you are the only media member who tells it like it is. This is trash, and BP is not the answer. Says Jeremy McDougald. I appreciate that, man. I didn't even do an intro. Make sure you guys like, share, hit the subscribe button for your boy. Consider joining Patreon. It helps the channel out. Oh, my God. Ads are on. Whoa. No. Hold on. Can I edit that? Why can I not? There's no option to turn off ads. No, here we go. Oh, tricky. There we go. Ads should be off now for you folks that are here live. I know as soon as the ad comes on, people are like, nope, I'm out. LC says Gruden. That's a gimmick hire. I've said what the pros could be to hiring someone like John Gruden, but there are so many question marks about a John Gruden hire. There are so many question marks about hiring him. It feels like a gimmick hire, and this is not a guy that's coming fresh off of another job, in college. I mean, this is a guy that's never coached college as a head coach in that capacity. T-Dub says TG is an athlete, not a quarterback. He is not a winner. A corpse of a defense and a quarterback who cannot win at this level. He is Boise State Taylor Greed. Well, I mean, it's hard to argue. They're not winning games. He was putting up incredible numbers, but it didn't matter because either someone's fumbling the ball or the defense is horrendous. The defense is horrendous. Green was putting up incredible numbers. He led the country in total offense. That's insane. But now Auburn, and I'm going to be real, not many conferences have a defense like Auburn, okay? And you're going to play some more really good defenses coming up. We talked about this for weeks. The tougher part of defensively, the toughest part of the schedule is coming up. And A&M's they're okay on defense, but I kept telling y'all, Arkansas's not played a good defense yet. Auburn is a good defense. If they had any kind of offensive identity, or any kind of vertical game, if they could stretch the field a little better, Auburn might be a one-loss team coming into Fayetteville. But they have no offense. And once again, you lose a backup quarterback, comes in, and even though he wasn't the star of the game, he certainly made enough plays. He didn't run for nothing this game. He acted like how Ty feels. James 870 Arc fan. Yeah, bro. I thought I was on my deathbed a couple days ago. We had a full bottle of the Dayquil, the knockoff Dayquil Equate. It was like almost full. It was 90% full. Now there's like this much left in the bottle. I've been popping ibuprofen. A lesser man would not be here right now. A lesser man would not be here. A lesser man would not have endured watching that horrific football game. So we do have a poll up. Did Bobby Petrino just lose his chance to become the head coach? 26% of you say no. 74% of you say yes. Now, Austin and a few others, I know Austin doesn't really watch the lives anymore, but Austin, who's a mod in Discord, said that it was never a possibility that Petrino was going to be a head coach. That is incorrect. That is false. If he had won today, won tomorrow, somehow managed to get an upset along the road, I think he absolutely would have been the head coach. There's no doubt in my mind. But it's not happening now. I think now the only way, because that's how much damage a game like this can do. That's how much damage a game like this can do. Now you've got to, short of winning out, you've got to perform a miracle here. Look up Gruden remarks. I'm good. I'm not doing that. I believe had to go over 500 to win the job, and that's not happening. It might have been something like that. I don't know. I think he absolutely, there was a shot there for him to get the job. Absolutely. I mean, you're not going to walk away, and we knew the offense was going to come down to earth. We knew it was. And had he found a way to win games like this and beat Mississippi State and then get one more, there's a really good chance he's your head coach. But that's not happening. That's it. That's it. Lunny Jr., no chance, Lunny. If you settle for Lunny, you might as well hire Bobby Petrino. I'm sorry. Nothing against Lunny. His dad, high school coach legend at Southside in Bentonville. Lunny obviously played here, quarterback, was a tight end coach, did a great job, could recruit the state really well. But he does not have a shot. Like Traylor has more of a shot than Lunny. He's a coordinator for who again? And what are they doing on offense? It's just not happening. If you want to bring him in as another positions coach, and I don't know, recruit the region, I guess. Ty, this program has tortured me since 1969. Texas 15, Arkansas 14. Yeah, but at least those teams in the 60s and 70s and most of the 80s were capable of winning these types of games. I mean, it's just this is just disgusting. I've just never seen a team do the same thing over and over and over again to lose these types of games. And again, if you can't beat Auburn, I think Mississippi State's they're not on Auburn's level as far as talent. They're a little bit more balanced. Their defense is improved, but it's not Auburn level good. I wonder now, and we'll talk about this on Monday more probably, or next week. I wonder now how many players start letting go of the rope for real. Obviously there's never been a shot for making a bowl game, right? But in a player's mind, now that's been cemented, right? They know there's no way. And then not only that, the performance they've given on the field, just atrocious. I knew they'd be held way under 500 yards. I did not think this offense would be anywhere near 500 yards total offense. I didn't think they'd hit any of their averages in this game, but I did think they could win this game. I did. I absolutely thought Arkansas could win this game because Auburn has been that bad. The defense has been, the defense is good, really good. Well, their offense has been that bad, so much so they actually finally benched Arnold, and who was 7 of 12 for 73 yards, a touchdown in that pick six, But that was it. They bring in Daniels, and he throws the ball 8 times. He does just enough to get Auburn in position to, kick field goals. I mean, you had a kicker single-handedly just, yeah, I feel like this is it. This one game, and I knew that in the back of my mind, this could kill Petrino's shot here. And that's exactly what happened. I think it killed it. I don't think there's any questions about, quarterback moving forward. I don't think they're going to put in KJ Jackson. I don't think they're going to do that, but my God, did he have a rough, bad, booty cheek of a game. Holy crap. I mean, he's just turnover prone tailing. That's what he is. He's turnover tailing. The ultimate double-edged sword. The most ultimate double-edged sword I've ever seen in my life in a Razorback jersey. He can make so many great plays. And he's a capable thrower. And obviously Auburn knew we're going to play a little containment. We're going to spy him, and we're going to play outside contain. We're not going to let him – we're going to force him to beat us with his arm. And their secondary's not been very good this year, but keep in mind, it's because, too, when you see those numbers, they're a little funky and a little jaded because teams know they can't run the ball. So they have to throw the ball on Auburn, and so they do give up more yards. I don't think they're realistically the 85th overall secondary in the country. They've also got a pretty good pass rush. And it was a perfect storm for Talon. I mean, this was it, right, for Talon. I mean, as far as like this had to be a game where he needed to play clean ball. And well, to be fair, he's got to play clean ball every week because of how bad the defense is. But this was that game where like you could not have. Maybe you could survive a turnover, but you could not rack up the turnovers the way this team did today and expect to win. What was it? 4 total turnovers. 4 turnovers, man. I don't know. I hope TG is involved in the gambling scandal so we can get him out of here. Can't wait for his ass to be gone, says Juddy. Well, I mean, Judd, it's funny. You're nowhere to be seen until he has this kind of game, right? You're nowhere to be seen until he has this kind of game. And there's no doubt in my mind, in anybody's mind, Talon Green offensively, you know, again, the turnovers have always been there, but he was, I mean, defenses and defensive coordinators and head coaches know that this guy is a problem. But the issue is so does Arkansas, right? So the fans, we know he's going to turn the ball over. He's just as much a problem for a defense as he is for the offense. Thank God it's basketball season. Yeah. Did Bobby Petrino lose his chance to become the head coach of the University of Arkansas? 72% of you say yes, 28% of you say no. Arky56 says, no on Gruden. No way. No on Gruden. I don't think realistically, there's maybe, I don't know, maybe 15% of the fan base really wants Gruden here for real. Brent Wycliffe, am I pronouncing that last name right? Or is it Wycliffe? Wycliffe? That L is not on Bobby. At the end of the day, he is the head coach, and he's on a losing streak. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Sam Titman says bench Talon Green. We're not getting into that argument today. I'm not doing it. We're not doing the Pootie and KJ Jackson. We're not doing that yet. Talon, like you said, Ty, doesn't have the clutch gene. Be careful. Be careful. You're gonna get. Someone's gonna come after you for saying that. I'm just saying. Someone's gonna come after you. How dare you, Ty? You can't say that. He has the clutch gene. God. And today it didn't really matter. Like that wasn't the, like, he just didn't have anything today. You know, I mean, he was playing pretty solid until the end of the game. I think, what was it? Were all 3 of his picks in the fourth quarter? Again, I've been all hopped up on Dayquil, so please forgive me if I'm. Were all of those picks in the fourth quarter? You're wrong, Ty. He has a clutch gene. He has it. Get out of here. I'm tired of hearing these are Sam's players argument. That's Bobby's offense, and they lost this game. Well, I mean they I'll say this in that area. I've said before, the turnovers have happened. They happened last year too. And who was the coordinator? It was Bobby Petrino. I pointed this out weeks ago. And they're still happening. I don't think they work on ball security. I don't believe them when they say that. Sure, they did it when the media was there during fall and spring camp, sure. But when they, behind closed doors, they don't give a shit about ball security. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me where is it? This offense is so careless with the football. Imagine what they could be capable of and what their record would be right now if you even just cut some of those turnovers in half. Or I guess all the turnovers. Cut all the turnovers in half. 3 picks in the fourth. Yeah, 3 picks in the fourth. I guess that was right. All 3 were in the fourth. That's dude. You caught Taylor Green. Like, you can't do it. I know there's people, and I caught a lot of shit for just simply saying that he doesn't have a clutch gene. I didn't even say he was a bad player, and I caught shit. Oof. Ty's a snotty-nosed kid today. Well, I mean, there's not snot. I'm backed up. You know what I mean? I've been sick for like 4 days. It just keeps getting like worse and worse. Now I'm getting better. Like, now I'm better. I don't have as much energy, and I'm all stopped up, but you know. Christopher Thomas says, "Can we drop the Bobby P talk already?" He's the one who put us in this mess with his bad decision back in 2012. Ooh, that's kind of hard to argue with that. It's damn near like everyone forgot about this fact. You're 100% right. TG isn't clutch, says Christopher Thomas. Appreciate the super chat, man. I really do. Again, make sure you guys like, share, hit the subscribe button. I probably pissed off so many people today. You know, my like to dislike ratio is insanely high on this channel. I don't know what it is. Last I looked, it was like 97.5% likes to under whatever the remaining percentage in dislikes. But this video is going to change that. I don't really care. I don't care. You either call it like it is or you don't. Yeah, 3 picks. 3 picks and a fumble in the fourth, man. It's just, I don't know. I can't blame our trash hires on Bobby Petrino. That is also fair. He didn't, he may not have hired Scott Fountain, but Scott Fountain is still here. Just saying. All right, well, let's look at, I don't even want to do this. Auburn makes a quarterback change, and once again, Arkansas loses to yet another really bad quarterback, by the way. I looked at Daniel's PFF numbers, his deep dive into his numbers. This dude was horrible last year at Stanford. Horrible. His under pressure throws weren't really that bad, but 10 touchdowns and 12 picks last year. He had more interceptions than touchdowns. His completion numbers under pressure are actually not terrible. They're close to 50%. I'm going to tell you, the closer or over 50% your under pressure numbers are, that's a pretty good sign. You can handle some pressure. You know, but even with a clean pocket, you know, he's about a 69%er, and you want to be well above 70% when you've got a clean pocket. But again, he threw 6 picks last year with a clean pocket. That's a pretty good identifier right there. This dude should not be. I mean, listen, that shouldn't have been the go-to for Freeze, and for that to look like a genius move on his part, but it was because Arkansas's defense. And again, it's not like they were atrocious today. They weren't good. They had the pick 6. That was great. Haven't had that in a while. Yeah, he's a career 60% pass completion quarterback. Keep in mind, his freshman year, he threw 5 of 6 for 83%. So that 83% is carrying his numbers. Because 2023, he was 58%. And then 2024, a little bit better at 62%. He never threw above 2,300 yards in a single year. His combined numbers, he ended up with 21 touchdowns coming into Auburn, 21 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. He threw for just 1,700 yards last year. And again, it's not like this dude walked in here and beat the hell out of you, but, you know, it obviously was the right change. It was the right move. And it's an easy move for Hugh Freeze because you know that defense over there, there's no threat. So Ashton Daniels goes 6 of 8, 77 yards. Jackson Arnold, 7 of 12 for 73 with a touchdown and that pick 6. Jeremiah Cobb was he was a menace. I thought there towards the end, or at least in the fourth quarter, they did a little bit better job of containing him, but he ends up with 28 carries, 153 yards. Auburn runs the ball for 230 yards. with long runs of 20, 15, 10, and 16. Jeremiah Cobb had the longest of 20 yards. Eric Singleton, who caught that 50-50 ball over, wasn't Neal. Who was it? Who was the corner? Was it Kenai? I think it was Kenai Walker on that 50-50 ball. And that was a pretty big moment for them. But 2 catches, 56 yards. Cam Coleman, who I don't think played the rest of the game. He didn't play the rest of the game, and they still managed to score 33 points. He had 2 catches for 27 yards. Cobb had 2 for 19. Malcolm Simmons, 3 for 17. Atkins was just, he looked like a first-round draft pick, didn't he? 2 sacks, 4 TFLs, 13 total tackles. Auburn only had, according to ESPN, 5 TFLs, and he had 4 of them. Taylor Green, who started off, really good. He started off great. And it was like, all right, well, I feel pretty comfortable with him right now. Let's just see if they can get Washington going. And then Taylor just completely folded in the second half. 14 of 22, 268 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Mike Washington was completely shut out of this game. 12 carries, 41 yards. Taylor Green had 7 for 14. This is what a competent front 7 looks like on defense. Again, one of the better total defenses in the SEC. And this is what it looks like. When you've got a turnover-prone offense, doesn't matter. At home, on the road, neutral field, doesn't really matter. They completely shut Arkansas's run game down. 23 carries, 63 yards. That's under 3 yards per carry. And Braylon Russell had the only rushing touchdown. Rohan Jones, impressive numbers just off 3 grabs. He had 127 yards. Raylan Sharp, 2 catches, 63 yards for a touchdown. Omega Blake certainly had an impact on this game. 6 catches, 61 yards. Would have had more. One of his last catches, he slipped. He turned. There's no doubt in my mind, had that field been dry, he would have been able to turn upfield and get some more yardage because he's a yak master. Washington had a big catch that resulted in a first down on a key, I think it was a third down, for 11 yards, and C.J. Brown, 2 catches, 6 yards. Caleb Wooden had a pretty good game. He had a TFL with 10 tackles. Kenai Walker did get credit for 2 pass breakups and the pick and the touchdown. It's kind of wild. You actually had some pretty good plays out of your corners today, and it didn't matter. Your offense, we're sitting here bashing the defense, and it was the offense that lost this game for them once again. While they might be, a great scoring offense, they have been up until this point. One of the high yardage offenses in the country, despite playing ranked opponent after ranked opponent on the road, at home, they were putting up numbers, and then they run into a defense like Auburn and just shut down. And so, no, would you put this on the defense? Because I think those turnovers by the offense in the fourth quarter have they take up the majority of the conversation as to who actually lost this game or which side of the ball lost. The pass rush was there a little bit today. Quincy Rhodes did end up with a couple of sacks, so a couple more TFLs for him. I think he had a few other a couple other hurries. It's going to look good on his sheet. It's going to look good on his NFL Combine sheet when you combine some of his numbers. He's actually quietly having a pretty decent season. If I were him, I'd get the hell out of Dodge. If I were Quincy Rhodes, I'm not coming back to this next year. Because, I don't know how much faith I have that they're going to go out and hire a good coach. I don't know, man. I don't know. And at the end of the day, you knew if you didn't want Pittman here, why did you bring him back for a 6th season, Hunter? I don't get it. Why did you put this roster and these coaches in this set of circumstances? Why? And again, Pittman should not have. You could make the argument he probably should have just rode off into the sunset after that bowl win. And there's money to discuss and what have you. And I know they were waiting on some more losses and all that, talking about the structure of the buyout. But I don't know. What good did it really do? I think they should have walked away from Pittman. Absolutely. I just think, why did you even bring him back? And now you're in this situation where you're 2-6, 0-4 in conference play. I don't know. I guess it's hard to fire a coach after a bowl win. I don't know. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Kerper says Rhodes is day 2 pick in the draft. Well, I mean, he was as high as first round, according to CBS Sports about 2 weeks ago. They snuck him up all the way into the 22nd overall pick. I don't know. Is Petrino getting fired as an interim? Can we fire Petrino? No. They're going to let him. I mean, who knows, right? But they're going to let him coach out the rest of the season. Devin Anderson says, I reiterate, Talon is trash when he can't run the ball. He's not a good quarterback. He doesn't have fighter mentality. Michael Lanham says, keep Bobby Petrino and keep Bobby Petrino? Michael? Keep him? I think this is the only one I've read that's pro Petrino. And for God's sakes, don't – wait a minute. Oh, so you're saying as a coordinator. For God's sakes, don't hire a losing coach from another losing program. At the end of the day, you have to blame this loss on the offense and defense, not the coaching. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone wants to keep Petrino in any capacity. Steven 1383 says Bobby Petrino finishes the year. We make a low-level trash tier hire and sit on 5 more years. We suck for another decade. Well, like the thumbnail says, Arkansas is a basketball school. They are a basketball school that still sucks at football. I mean, it's just, can agree to disagree, but I'm just this program does not take football seriously. And it hasn't for a while, right? Brian Arnold says no decent coach is coming to Arkansas. It's a career-ending job. Kyle Rote says, Chicken Man, please get Franklin. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of money to get some folks convinced to come here. Smock says I want Petrino still. Excuse me. Wow. I don't know. This is just such a deflating loss, There's just nothing else to really be said about it, right? Like there's nothing else you can really. It's just, I don't know. Arkansas only had 2 red zone attempts. They were 2 for 2. Auburn had 5 or 6 attempts, and I think all their successful attempts, one of them was a fail because of the pick 6. I think the other 5 were all field goals, right? They were all field goals. They were 3 for 12. Auburn was on offense on converting on third downs. Arkansas was 3 of 8. Once again, low penalties. 3 penalties for 12 total yards. I don't know. My God, fourth quarter debacle, fourth quarter letdown. But it's just more of the same, really. This was just more of it. It was more of the things that beat you that just happened all in one quarter. Like before, it's like that one moment, that one thing is why you lost. This was it happened over and over again. Arkansas falls very well short of their average yards per game, which I knew they would. 331, 63 total rushing yards for Arkansas. Arkansas's not going to win a lot of games doing that with just 63 rushing yards. Like they have to get the run game going. Auburn knew that. And they had the talent to contain it, and they did that. I mean, they said, "All right, Green, beat us with your arm," and he turned the ball over 3 times. It's saying, I'm reading the stat broadcast here, and it says Auburn didn't have any drops, and that's wrong. Auburn had at least 2 drops. Auburn with 21 total first downs, Arkansas with 14. Auburn, 13 of their 21 first downs were on the ground. Arkansas, 5. They also failed on fourth down. They were 0 for 1. Auburn, meanwhile, was 2 for 2. Arkansas basketball, Final Four potential. Arkansas football, Final 104. Yeah, and I think going 2-10, again, when we thought that wasn't possible, another 2 or 3 win season, we didn't think that was possible again. We thought, especially after Sam's first year. Now, I get they only won 3 games, but we know the Auburn game, that should have been their 4th. But that was 3 conference games. And how many games they play? 10 that year. A little bit different scenario, but we thought after that season, I know I did. Well, that's in the those kind of games that's in the rearview mirror. And then 2021 unfolds the way that it did. Kendall Briles was just pushing all the right buttons. That team fought its ass off. That was the last respectable team we really put on the field. That's the last respectable team. And it's now we're walking into 2026, and here we are, again, staring right down the barrel at another 2-10 or 3-9 year. And again, I'm not convinced. I don't know what to make of Mississippi State. I really don't know. I don't know how to look at that game and come to any other conclusion than I don't know that Arkansas wins a single game. The defense isn't anywhere near SEC level. Hell, it's not even Group of 5 level. And the offense is way turnover prone. Way turnover. Can fumble the game away. Throw interceptions left and right. Like, this is who this team is. It's who they were last year, and it's not gone. And that has to be a reflection of Bobby Petrino. He was a coordinator last year, and yeah, certainly Pittman as well. But Bobby, this is his offense at the end of the day. And like I said in our video when we said that Bobby makes too much sense, the argument that we made was that this offense can hum, and when it hums, it is incredible. But then they're just as capable, and we said it then too, they're just as capable of having these type of games where they beat themselves, they don't know how to win. I'm ready to leave all that in the dust. And today, really, again, Bobby's going to have to win out. Beating Mississippi State can't be enough. You can't win one game, and I don't care if you're competitive in every other game. I don't care. Like that can't be enough. We saw the same issues from last year. They're still hanging around. And Bobby, that was your offense last year that had all those issues. And yes, the defense doesn't help you out this year, but yet those problems are still here. What's the common denominator here? Oh, this is your offense. And the fumbles and the turnovers, the interceptions, they're still happening. And if it's on TG, if you feel like if you're Bobby and you're like, you know what, the other common denominator, I guess, would be that Taylon Green's the quarterback. Well, then you need to make a change at quarterback. Now, again, his numbers are bonkers, and I don't see him benching Taylon, and I'm not saying he should or that he shouldn't, but Bobby's going to have to come to some kind of conclusion here. Something has got to be fixed. They're not working on ball security in practice. They're not. What are the odds over the last 2 years? Look at all the different players that have fumbled the football. You're talking receivers. I think 3 different receivers last year fumbled the ball. Quarterback, 2 different running backs. This year it's like the same damn thing. I'm ready to leave this shit behind because this is the most pathetic football. It's horrible. It's crazy because we know at their best, this offense can go toe-to-toe at their best when they're playing mostly mistake-free football, as rare as that is. When they do that, they can beat or go toe-to-toe with them. They can't beat anybody because the defense still exists. They can go toe-to-toe with most teams in college football. They can move the ball on a lot of folks. And they did today a little bit. They had some success on offense. But then the fourth quarter this team completely collapsed. Basketball season is here. Thank you, God. They've got Mississippi State on November 1st, 3 p.m. Okay, whatever. Got to go to LSU after your bye week. So you got another bye week coming up. At LSU, at Texas, and then you got Missouri at home. All these teams left on your schedule, regardless of what you think about them on one side of the ball or the other, maybe with the exclusion of Mississippi State, and maybe even Mississippi State, watching them play, they're all fighters. You know, they're all going to fight you. And what Auburn did today was they drug you down into the dirt, made you play like shit, and you, of course, you come out with a loss. Guess what? All these other teams are just as capable of doing that. And, yeah, they're better on offense than Auburn is. Even though Auburn, that's a very low bar, they're better than Auburn is on offense. So, again, I don't know that I see another win. And 2-10, when I tweeted that way back, God, was that Notre Dame when I tweeted that? Is becoming it could be a reality. This really could be another 2-10 year, and that just I don't know. I guess it shouldn't really shock us because it wasn't that long ago when Enos was the coordinator and you won how many games that year? So I guess this really shouldn't shock us. I don't know. Maybe we've been living in denial. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here. Check out Patreon. Consider being a Patreon supporter. JB buried in snow says no chance of winning another game this season. No one respects Arkansas's defense. They'll go for it on. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, JB buried in the snow. You're not wrong. You just go for it. Who cares? They can't stop you. The weakest front six I've ever seen, man. Fragile, push tackling, tickle me Elmo bullshit. That's all that defense is, man. Get them out. None of them should return next year. None of them. Maybe a couple linebackers. And that's it. I would take Rhodes, but Rhodes is going to be a draft pick. This is just the worst. I mean, it is Chad Moore. It is Chief Chad Morris era bad on defense. There is no hope. And they did get some stops today. And again, you can't put this on them, but they still give up key third downs. They still struggle even against Auburn. I mean, they gave up a 90-plus yard drive that ended up, thankfully, just in a field goal. Logan Muir says Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Texas A&M are probably playoff teams this year. Well, Notre Dame's schedule's what a joke. Auburn is not absolutely a team you should beat, even with all of your flaws on both sides of the ball. I agree, Logan. I agree. This is a game you should have won. I thought they would. This was the most confident I have felt. I don't know. Not all season, but it was certainly the most confident that I felt. Who would have thought they would turn the ball over 4 times in the fourth quarter? I swear I saw them walk for a first down, says Mr. Big Time. Oh, hell, man. Auburn went for a stroll. They went out for a stroll down to the park. Are you kidding? They gotta work hard. No opposing offense has to work hard against this defense. Again, I'm not throwing them under the bus entirely today because the offense imploded. You know, Green. Would Freeman come in here? I love Freeman, but no chance. You'd have to throw. Oh my God, the amount of money, giving money for a great stat, and even then, I don't think he would because, like someone pointed out, Arkansas right now, Arkansas football, and the crazy thing is, I think they can change this. I think they can change this if they can nail down this hire. But right now, the optics are this is where coaches go for their careers to die. What's going to happen is Sam going to get back into coaching? Is he going to go coach an offensive line somewhere? You know, is he going to go be a analytic or not an analytics, like quality control for an offensive line, maybe at Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, or is he done? And you saw how he got fired. Is this going to ruin Bobby Petrino's shot at staying in coaching? Because we all know he wants to stay in coaching, even if it's just as a coordinator. Is he going to end up at some group of 5 school as an analyst or an offensive coordinator for like Louisiana Lafayette? Like Brett Bielema is the only coach who recovered. You know, Houston Nutt took a lateral – I don't even think Ole Miss was a lateral job at the move. It was a step down in my opinion, but it was an SEC school. This is just optics-wise, this is not a program a coach looks at and says, yeah, I'm going to have success there. That's a playoff caliber program, and my career will absolutely not be destroyed by going there. No one thinks that. And again, can Arkansas change that? I think they can. I really think they can. I think there's just too much money, too much support. Even though we're a tiny, poor state, there's still plenty of money in NWA and in Central Arkansas. Diehard fans down in Central Arkansas. They're up here too, but I'm telling you, the most diehard fans are outside of NWA. I stand by that. As someone who's born and raised in Fayetteville, I stand by that. Doesn't mean the people in NWA are there's certainly a lot of diehards around here, but yeah. But I think they can turn it around. I absolutely think it can happen. But boosters are going to have to get involved, and you got to have an AD who knows what the hell he's doing. And I don't know, man. Johnny Jones, who loves to tell me I'm wrong, says, I just think you think too much, Ty. It ain't happening. Okay, Johnny. Cool. Another failed hire would unimaginably something. Well, Judd, I'm not going to read. I'm not trying to have a philosophical debate, but there is money here. They have pipelines recruiting-wise that have led them to success before. Pittman, without support, without a lot of financial support, still put together a couple of really solid transfer classes. Had one really solid year. There are things that counted against you, that are happening that count against you, and one of those is the expansion of this conference, adding Texas and Oklahoma, and now you've got a 9th game. It's an uphill battle. And I acknowledge all of that, but I do think there's money here, and I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's happening, by the way. I'm not saying it's for sure happening. I'm just telling you I think it's possible. That's all I'm saying. Jumpmaster Scott says, win or lose, man. Great content and insight. I agree that it's torture. However, we'll have an entire new football staff next year. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Scott. Hang in there, Hog fans. Nowhere but up from here. Numb the pain and get through the year. That is right. Hit that. Someone go hit your vape pen, man. Get a few beers. I don't know. All right, yeah. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming through. I still feel like shit. And that game did not help. I feel like this game undid what all the ibuprofen and Dayquil, or Equate rather, because, can't afford that rich people shit. The Equate, it just looks and tastes like Dayquil, has worn off because of that game that I just watched. It completely undid all the good of that medicine. I could feel a headache it's just developing in the back of my head. Can you blame the chef when he's working with chopped liver? And again, I hear that, and you're not wrong necessarily. I have pointed out that this is, at the end of the day, the best that Pittman's support money could get you. This is not Bobby Petrino's support money necessarily. We know it's not on defense, or in regards to the staff as well, right? These aren't his guys. I get that. I hear that. But there are still traits of things that are happening on this offense that have carried over from last year. And Bobby Petrino absolutely has got to own up to some of this. And they have got to talk about ball security. Taking better care of the ball. I mean, just imagine where this team could be right now. If they just took better care of the ball, they're not committing a shit ton of penalties. They're not getting my God, they had 3 penalties today. Ty gets some what? I don't know if I want to read that out loud. That sounds like a sex thing. Our football team could oh, Lord. Our football team could I don't know if I want to say that part. They suck, is what Prue is saying. Put this $5 in for more Dayquil, Uncle Ty. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. At the end of the day, at least we can laugh about some of this, right? I mean, that's all you can do. Again, shout out to Patreon supporters, man. You guys really are. You're keeping the lights on in this building. You are, and I appreciate you. Basketball's here. Thank you, God. Did you guys watch that? Like, I did debate for like a second going live. I really did. And then I knew my wife would get pissed and my kids would be like, what are you doing? Like, Dad, you're like, you look half dead. I damn near went live. I was so excited watching them. And I realized Cincinnati last year, I think they won like 19 games. Their offense wasn't very good a year ago. They got that big time freshman on their roster. Like, I thought this could be a fight, but I felt like, no, they should take care of business. They did exactly that. Isn't it nice? And I realized they started off 0-5 in conference play last year and lost some games they shouldn't have lost. I get that. But you still felt like towards the end of the year, this team is who they are, and they're going to win some games. You felt pretty confident they were going to do that. What they do? They damn near made an Elite Eight run. And it feels good. I think this year they're going to back up what they're doing in exhibition play. Oh, my God, Acuff. Oh, Acuff, brother. Man, I love watching that dude play. Good Lord. Oh, man, him and Thomas, you know, I liked what I saw. Like, this is going to be fun. Brazil, what, he played 22 minutes? Was it 21, 22 minutes? And it looked like he was barely trying. The alley-oops were insane. It was fun, man. And again, I know it's an exhibition. I know that's not going to be a regular rotation for both teams. But you could certainly see light at the end of the tunnel for Razorback fandom. It's like, oh, thank you, God. We're coming out of the dark. We've been in the dark with football since, the end of August. We've been in the dark. We thought we had something there for a minute. Once again, they let us down. And again, I don't want to sit here and tell you that this team is for sure going to be Final Four bound, but he had an entire offseason. He didn't have to build this team from scratch. You got core guys back. Y'all, basketball season's about to be fun. And yeah, they're going to lose some games. Listen, nobody goes unbeaten. They're going to lose some games. There's going to be some head-scratching moments. We're going to get frustrated. But I think we all can agree. We know this team's talented. We know the coach is solid. More than that, Hall of Fame coach. The turnaround last year was incredible. Oh, man. Like, you could just see it happening. Game by game progression. You could see it happening. It was so much fun to watch. And then winning at Rupp, taking care of business against Texas, teams that also have pretty good talent and beating. Like, that's what solid, like what a solid product on the court. That's what that looks like. Football, we just don't get that. Why? Because we're a basketball school that sucks at football. That's why. All right, everybody. That's it. I'll be back Monday. Hopefully I'll still be alive. Famous last words? I do appreciate, again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's shut down the poll here. Did Bobby Petrino lose his chance of becoming the head coach? 73% of you say yes. I agree. I think this one game flipped it. It's wild, isn't it? One game. I was so sure. I'll admit it. I was wrong. I'll admit it. I was so sure he was the next guy. And that opportunity, well, it's over, I think. Again, he's got to win out. He's got to win. He's got to win. He's got to find a way to win several games to even be considered. I'm not saying to even get the job, just to be considered. It's an uphill battle, man. All right. Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Shout out to them. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results, hundreds of five-star reviews, over 1,000 as a matter of fact. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Shout out to them, the first sponsor and the OG sponsor of this show. if you're in Central Arkansas, man, give them a call. They'll come out even late after like 5, 6 o'clock, man. They'll come out and they'll help you out. We've got some garage door issues in Central Arkansas. All right, that's it, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Have a good rest of your weekend.